Welcome, everybody. Jeff Hirsch here. We're getting started here in just a few seconds. For those of you guys that are on or watching us on the replay, as we get going, if you want a part of what we're teaching today or see from the inside, we're going to invite you to go to agencystarterkit.com to get in and be a part of everything that we're doing inside of the program. All right. So it looks like we're starting to get all the people that are inside of the program jumping on as we get in. And then we had it ourselves on StreamYard and YouTube the other day back on Friday. So good morning, everybody. Good afternoon for everybody else. It's depending on where you're at in the world. So we did it on StreamYard and YouTube earlier or last week for the first session. And then I wanted to kind of play around and tweak some things in the studio and kind of found out I can't really keep you guys in a training like we can with GoToWebinar. So we're going to do YouTube for this tutorial and then tomorrow's as well. So this will be recorded. It'll be up in the training area. Everybody will have what they need to go in. But the goal of this one, and I know like the tags, so it was like, oh, high converting SEO website, all that great stuff. The goal is to just get you a website, get you up and running as an agency with all of our new features. And the program, that's the bonus to our advanced AI inside of Reviewly, which you can get at the Agency Starter Kit. And then actually I'll put a link into the chat for everybody as well. Let me just go ahead and grab that for anybody that's not part of this. That's the private chat, but how do I do just the regular comments? There it is, comments. I just put that in the chat. You can just link to there, and then you'll see the upgrade. And then this training is part of that upgrade, and you won't get access to the actual completed pieces and the physical, downloads and stuff like that we're going to be creating today, tomorrow, etc. Unless you're part of that from there. Plus, you also don't get the advanced AI. So it's in your best interest to come in and then be part of that program. If you're looking, at us and trying to figure out like who we are and what we do, you want to learn a little bit more, all you got to do is go over to agencystarterkit.com, subscribe to this channel, comment down below. My team does pay attention to those at least twice a day. They're in here in the morning and the afternoon, probably 3 times. And then anybody that comments playbook down below will get access into this program. And then you can just pretty much just go to agencystarterkit.com and we'll get you in as well. So we're going to jump right into it today. There's no like, hey, we're going to build a site in 20 minutes or less or anything like that. But I want to show you how you can use lovable.dev, how we've actually used it ourselves to go out and build a high converting agency website that just works without all the technical hassle, all the other stuff that's in there. If you have a comment as I go through this, go ahead and just leave it down below. Say hi if you're on, all that great stuff. But I'm just going to go through the process that I have to use this. I just need to move StreamYard off, so I'll keep an eye on it as we go. But one of the key things too is this is going to take some time building the website once we start the process. So when we start that process, as it's building the site, we're going to start working DMs. We're going to start working cold emails and all the other stuff that we talked about inside the program. And what I mean by that is, all right, let's log in and zoom. Oops, hold on a second. Just zoomed in the wrong thing here. There we go. Let me just reset that. That's my bad. I need to come over here. I need to zoom into here so you guys can see it. You need to zoom into school. So we're going to talk about DM and cold outreach today. From there, we can even work about how to give some prompts for flyers and posts. So we'll walk on 3 and 4 behind the scenes today for you. And then obviously we're building the new agency website as we go. Has this worked before in the past? Yeah, it's worked for lots of different sites. If you are part of the Reviewly program at all, this is a site that you receive automatically as part of our training. This is a great site. It has everything that you need. What it doesn't have is some of the advanced AI things. So we're going to pull from this site today. All right. Put a yes or no in the chat if you've already used this site. so we know, because this is the site that we're using right now to help agencies close deals. In addition to that, we have the Review Rush agency site, right? We're going to feed this into chat as well. This is a great lander for a lot of you, right? This covers everything that you need. As a matter of fact, we're probably going to use a lot of this as part of the homepage for the site. And the reason why I say that is if you go to my main website, if you go over to reviewly.ai, you'll notice that we're actually pitching that right now. It's part of what we're doing from here. And then you can see that we've got a lot of content on the site. So we're actually going to pull from this page. We're going to pull from this page. We're going to pull from this site. And actually, that's the demo of this. And then we're also going to pull from the lander from there as we get in. So my goal is to tell chat what I want, what I don't want. And then we're also going to go in and give it some of the pieces in here to pull in as well, right? So this is going to be a little bit of the angle of what we're able to do and set this up from there. So that's going to be the biggest thing. And then you'll be able to go in, tweak this, edit, and you'll know what you want from there. Because as you'll be able to see, in this case, this is a site that it took me about 30 minutes to build. It went in, it did all the different services for one of our companies. And it just goes through and has all the major pieces for us. It talks about the process of how we do everything, right? So AI built this entire site for me. It's in the insurance industry. It's in the SaaS industry. It talks about some of the technology. This is my, it's actually now my patented process for going from webmail to direct text messaging as well. So we're playing around with this to go through, and we talk about it's an AI driven marketing company. Okay. Those are some of the big things. And all of this is just numbers that, it created. So we have to be careful with those things. But you can see that these are things that we can talk about and put in here and then go through. We talk about our golden triangle, all those different things. So this site took about 20, 30 minutes for AI to build because it was a lot, right? So with Lovable, and I just basically told Lovable what I wanted, as you can see here, I gave it all the information that I wanted and it filled it in. As you guys can see, I just gave it all the content, right? And I made it build the site from there. Gave it some competitor sites, bigger agencies, things like that. So those are things that you need to take a look at when you're actually going to build the site is how do you build it? So what I tend to do first is actually take a working Word doc or what is this called? A Pages doc. And I'm actually going to, instead of putting it in chat, I'm going to put it in here so I can start to put everything into the chat together. So I need to upgrade my current websites to make, and I know you guys can't see this, so I need to make it a lot bigger. My apologies for that. All right, that should be maybe a little bit bigger than this. So I go 300%. There you go. I need to upgrade my current site to make it relevant for all the new AI features and benefits we just released. Here's my main website I am pulling from. I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to copy this and this. Okay. So I'm giving it my two main websites because I want it to actually go grab that. We also need to tell it what we do not want to do in this case. Do not talk anything about white label or agency, right? This is framed as an agency website I will be giving to my reseller members. Okay. So I don't want it confused. Okay. We also do not need more than just one page and tab with some of the multi-location info. That is not a high priority. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna help you guys build your site. You already have the lander, you already have the site. And now I'm gonna give it those sites. Okay. So we've got the review boost. This is my current agency website. This is my current agency website. All right. Example. And this is my framing for my best offer. Where to go? That gets me lots of free trials to attempt to convert because I own all of this content and assets. Inside, we can reuse all the videos and images on the pages. They are mine. Okay, so I'm telling it that I own the content. You can use the link to the images and the videos for the new site. So it is faster when you prompt Lovable. Here is my goal and what I need from you. All right. So this is pretty simple, pretty easy for what we're doing to be able to go in here and get it. My goal is to go in, give it the information of what I want for my site, all the different pieces that we have, and then this is the final piece right here. So now, is my goal. So this is my goal from you. I need from you. Yeah, I just released this update. And we have new AI features and framing at the location level I want to talk about, and frame this as a direct response website. This is going to be key, telling us their direct response website, right? Not just an agency site for cold and warm traffic. We need a hard-hitting agency site that combines everything I just showed you. So I can paste it into Lovable and tell it all sections, what pages to make, etc. Okay. Pretty simple. Obviously, I'm writing a lot in here because the more I do up front, you guys will be able to see that the prompt is in here, and I'm just telling it. Normally, what I would do is I would actually just talk into a Zoom. So when I did the, let me just do this real quick. When I did the example site for the response engine demo that I showed you guys, it's like took about 20 minutes or so to build. When I did that site, one of the biggest things for me was I just went in and I recorded a Zoom and I talked about it. And as I talked about each page or some things that I liked off competitors and things like that, obviously it was, a longer transcript that I could put in a chat. I also then gave the links for each of those pages, and I would just copy and paste them into a doc like this. And then I just said, here's all the links of everything I talked about from there. And I let the AI figure it out. And it did a really good job from there. So if there's anything else that you guys are looking at that you want to add in here, let me know. But the biggest thing here is I just need to give it something to keep moving. And then you could also always pull from competitors as examples, things that you like, things you don't like. Don't just go directly rip off websites. You can go out there, at least just ask the question, can we edit your legal pages for sites? Yeah, absolutely. Right. I would definitely do that. Make it your own. From there. And that's a great point. So if you're going to run ads, you need to make sure it's ad compliant and things like that. We're just trying to get a basic site up and running right now. So one of the biggest things that I want to bring up with this is you can go and pull inspiration. You can say, I like this from here, and then say, make it our own based on our own copy and stuff. Because you are a white label agency reseller of our program, whether you're a zero tech agency that's just getting started or you're an advanced agency, if you pull in the content that's off of the sites that we are already giving you, repurpose it for yourself, that's all you need, right? There's really not that much on an agency website or a SaaS website or anything that like is ever so awe-inspiring. It's the offer, right? It's not about the features. It's not about all the great new things. It's about why are you here right now, and how am I able to convert you into a trial or into a book demo or into a lead from there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull myself back up as we go through, and I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna put this in the chat. So let's go ahead and start a new chat from here as we get in. Okay, so there we go. I just put it in, and then I'm going to send that prompt. Okay, and I'll share this prompt with you guys a little bit. Perfect. Here's what you want, right? You're not building a software site anymore. You're building a direct response AI authority engine. This is where we already talked about last week. It's hyping us up, right? It's AI visibility, reputation control, customer conversion systems. That's all great. Okay. That's weak. Your reviews, you're invisible if your reputation is active, optimized, right? From there, and we copy the link. Of course, it's not giving me the link for you guys. It's still spinning here. Give me 1 second. All right, we'll come back to it. Reviews, right? So now we got to talk about all those big key things. From here, straight out of my spring release, get your one-page site, a new Lovable prompt. You paste this directly into Lovable. Okay. So now what I can do is I can do, new homepage build. It says the hero section. Okay. Get customers before choosing to recall you. Google reviews the AI powered system. This is stuff that we're probably going to put onto our site as well. Start your free trial, dashboard screenshot, right? So visual direction, the problem, pain escalation, losing customers before they ever know. These are the different bullets that are in here. It's talking about the shift in AI authority. I like that. So let me just put this in here as well. Okay. And then I'll save that for you guys. The AI reputation engine. Okay. Right. Term review and visibility. Feature stack. What makes this different? Okay. That's good. From here, AI powered review responses. Okay, this is great. These are coming from our notes. You can see it's coming from our brain. It's telling. So it's actually, this is from last week. It's got our spring release notes, PDF, smart reviews, requests that get opened, real-time activity engine, visual proof, demo section. This is what it looks like in real life, right? So this is where we're going to set this up as we go. We'll probably put our own screenshot in here, why this works, offer section, right? So this is where it talks about get your first 10 plus reviews, not months, not guesswork, instant access, free trial. Will actually work for me. So now it's tackling the objections, final scarcity, multi-location. Here's the Lovable prompt. Copy this. Okay. When you go in Lovable, say build me a high converted website, reputation. Yep. Cool. All right. So now let's just take what it gave us. Let's make this really simple. I'll show you guys how to do this very simply. So let's go lovable.dev. Teach you guys how to build a new site from here. Okay. So let's go ahead and take what it just gave me. Okay. And then we're going to go into the next stage. Yeah. Here is. Take this. There you go. So we have a basically page structure. We're doing it really simple from here. So you guys have a nice little agency page. And then we got to talk about, if you have web design, review management, right? And then review devices. We're going to leave those out. So we're going to talk about that for right now. You can always add these in later and customize it for yourself. Here's the content. And then I let it go. So now this is something that I'll put into the group for everybody. We'll copy the link again. So we're talking about the DMs and cold reach right here after this. Build your agency website. We're going to add a resource link, live stream chat. Actually, hold on a second. Let's see here. Web build custom chat for you guys. Let's put that in there. Now you guys have the link and you're good to go from there. Okay. So that's this as we get going. So we're helping you build your website from here. It's calling it Reputation Rocket. So now this is going to take a little while. Okay. So what I want to do now is, basically just not sit here and go, all right, guys, so now come back in 20 minutes or whatever it's going to take to go through. What we want to do is we want to keep things moving, right? So while it's doing that, if I were to be building a separate page or a client website or a sales funnel, if you will, I would then open up another tab and then start Lovable on that page. So like when I'm building sales pages, I could have 2 or 3 or 4 tabs open and letting each one of those run a separate Lovable instance to be able to build things faster from there. In this case, we're building one website with the new updates and everything that's in there. So what I want to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and open up chat again, and let's work on chat in here. Actually, we'll build a new custom chat, chat GPT. So let's build a new chat. I'm going to go back into my Reviewly project just because it's inside of Reviewly. All right. So now, based on all the new framing and this website we just built, I need to create cold outreach. Okay. So let's see what we were talking about in here. Training series. We're talking about cold outreach scripts, right? And then we were looking to book meetings in here, and then some of the marketing materials and things like that. So what we'll do in this case is, we need scripts for a BDR or for myself to do some basic outreach. Okay. This will be to an SMB. Okay. Right. And then I also need to do one little bit for a chamber, because we'll talk about some of the other stuff for the slide decks tomorrow. Okay. Now, based on all the framing, we need to build cold outreach. We need the scripts for a BDR or for myself to do some basic outreach. The goal is to start the conversation. We have used the get 10 reviews in the next 10 days angle with satisfactory. I don't know why I'm using that word, but so they're just good results. Right, good results. Now we have all the cool bells and whistles. All right, I'm just kind of adding stuff in here as we go. This will be an SMB that we know or found that could use our help. All right. What should I make first? And what are the top 3 options for outreach, right? I know how I would do it, but I'm going to teach you guys how to do it yourselves. Okay. So again, I'm in my folder, right? I've created a project folder for this as we go. Yep. So let's fix, getting more reviews. We're going to build this first. Okay. A trigger asset, screenshot to the Google page, show low review velocity, weaknesses, no weak responses, no SEO, missed opportunities. From there, this is great for anybody that has the review snapshot from here, and then ties directly to my new positioning as we go. Now top 3 angles is where we win. Revenue recovery. Okay. It's telling me that this is the best performer. Obviously, this is why, right? Revenue in this case is lead gens, recovering customers that you already paid for. Okay. From here, um, let's see what it said. DM script. Are you intentionally letting customers slip to competitors after they already found you? Not trying to be dramatic. By pulling your Google page, you're missing a ton of activity. This is usually where folks lose it, right? So I'm going to copy this link as well, and I'll put this in for you guys gals as we go. Resource link, cold outreach copy. Okay. And then some. All right. From there, so let's see where this is at. Oh, it actually created the page. Let's get back to this in a minute. It's actually done faster than I thought. So we've got the DM here. Okay. So quick question, not trying to be dragged, but I pulled up your Google page. You're missing a ton of review activity and responses, usually where people lose customers. I recorded a quick second breakdown if you want to see it. And that's it, right? Cool. I'll send you exactly where the drop off is. This is a great little outreach, right? Give me a yes or no. If you were a business owner and you saw this, would you respond to this? Because I think if I was a business owner, I actually tell you, like, hey, your competitors are using this, or we've proven this, or they name one of my biggest competitors, I always respond. Now I'm a marketer, so I'm interested to see their angle, but this will work out really, really well. Okay. Option 2, the AI visibility gap. And if you guys are part of the YouTube channel, I think you got to subscribe to comment on these live. That's one of the things that I probably forgot to say early on. Option 2, AI visibility gap, right? You're invisible where people are actually searching now, right? Quick question about your Google visibility. Not sure if anyone's showing you this yet, but when people search for your business using these tools, business barely shows up. It's not because of ads, website, review activity, and how it's being interpreted. Most businesses don't realize this yet. Ran a quick snapshot. Happy to send it over. That's some interesting copy that I'd pay attention to for me. Okay. And then follow up. Once you see it, you don't want to see it. I really like that copy right there. It's actually a visibility problem, right? So it opens up a new opportunity for you right here. And then option number 3, missed reviews, competitor gap. This is classic, right? Oh, yes, it's classic, but upgraded, right? This is the, hey, you're losing ground. Hey, you can't keep up with your competitors, yada, 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 right? So this is basic outreach. From here, you can do a cold call, voice script. You can go as they set up with how to respond. And then here's a key shift, right? We're calling it an invisible leak in the business. So now you're tying, this is a key factor right here. Okay. You're now tying their reputation and their reviews to their overall AI visibility, which is the hottest topic right now, specifically for business owners. Right. So that is something that's going to be key for us. As a matter of fact, when I build my presentation in 30 minutes or less, tomorrow, right, at the same time, I show you guys how to actually build a presentation that's an educational presentation to go through. This is going to be one of those key things. Okay. So we're actually going to build that here in a little while as we go through tomorrow. I'm going to show you how to build the first one, and then we're going to go through and do the rest. Okay. So here's what you're actually selling them, right? Lost customers from weak reputation signals, poor AI visibility, no response, wasted ad spend. Okay. And the system's backed by SMS automation, AI responses, instant engagement, visibility lift. And then if you have a BDR, these are your guys that book sales meetings, right? This is what they need to do to be able to get set up, to be able to have a proper flow to do some outreach from there. Okay. Here's some killer one line openers. Right? Are you intentionally ignoring your Google reviews? You're calling it out without saying you have a crappy reputation, right? Are you happy with how your business shows up online right now? I don't like that one. I like the first one better. And then the second and third one are kind of common to me. I really like the first one in here, right? That's a slap to the face in a way that gets you to pay attention as you go from here. Okay. And then this is one of the biggest things that I want you guys to understand. That makes sure this is a little bit bigger for you, and you'll be able to go through. Um, is you're not pitching software with Reviewly anymore. You're pitching lost revenue, lost visibility, missing trust, right? And then this is the control system to take care of all of it from there. Okay. So these are things that I'm going to give you guys access to this. I think I already put it in there. Yep. So, and then let me edit this a little bit from here. Build out. All right. So there's that. So now we're working on the business, right? And in it. So we have other people doing it for what we need from there. So that's going to be key in this with ChatGPT. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be some cool things that we got from here. And then I want to make sure that I have everything that we need to be able to go out and just kind of start working the angles of this, of what we need to do to be able to make this work for ourselves. And now, hey, you want a full BDR playbook, you want to do follow-up sequences, maniac mode, right? You could also say, hey, look, I want to have this copy and I'm going to reach out to the chamber, right? I want to do some intentional outreach specifically to my local Rotary Club. And here's the owner's name, or here's, the top 10 businesses in my area. Take this custom chat that we just built, personalize it for you, put your own information in there, who you're working with, how you're going to make it go, and then add it in so that you have the ability to customize this for yourself. Some of these videos that we're going to be posting last week and this week will be probably some of the most overlooked ones that are out there because they're not going to have a ton of views, they're not going to have a ton of people paying attention to them. But when somebody finds this, if you go through here, this is literally the keys to unlocking your entire business and your agency from there. So don't don't overlook these as we go. All right. So now let's take a look at what Lovable built. Okay. I actually like the layout of this. Obviously, this is not our UI, right? So we're going to change that. And I would take a screenshot of ours and put it in here, right? Get chosen before customers even call you. From there, as a matter of fact, I'm actually going to publish this. And then let's see here. Reviewly control 26 is what we'll call this one. Okay. So now a couple things as I'm building this out, right? I can add a custom domain. So in this case, you can buy your own domain name. You can go in and you can buy a new domain, connect a domain that you want with entry. And obviously you got to publish it as you go. Other things I want to do some project settings with this. I want to hide my Lovable badge. That's one of the biggest things. I really don't care from there. Project name, Reviewly 26 demo site, right? Just want to name it for you guys. From here, I have my subdomain. I'm the owner of it. Project visibility. I'm gonna make this one so you guys can see it. Hide the Lovable badge, and then if I want, I can duplicate this project. What I would do is get a copy of it and then make another remix or a clone of it, and then go from there. And then I want the analytics, and then obviously you can see everything you want from there. Let me go back. Those settings are good. I don't know why this is not. There it is, going back. So I'm going to publish this website, and then anybody can see it in the public page. You put your H1 tag, your title for the page, right? AI reputation. I'm not going to put our name on there, right? And review automation. Turn Google reviews and AI-powered visual engine, get more 5-star reviews. If you have a social image, great, upload it. And then the other thing too is if you have a favicon, a logo, things like that, you can do that as well. So you can run a security check. I'm not going to do that in this case. I guess I probably should have run it before publishing, but before you publish yours on here, and then we could update and scan everything. All right. So now let me close this while it's running that. Let's look at our site. So you've got Let's look at our site from here. We've got the homepage, the image. You're losing customers before you even know they exist. From here, it's not just Google anymore. It's about reviews anymore. It's about visibility, trust. From here, I'm actually going to save this and give this to my team as well. From here, and then every review you get, response becomes database. Your reputation isn't active. You don't exist where decisions are made. The AI reputation engine, capture reviews instantly, turn reviews into visibility, stay active without doing the work, right? So you might want to play around with some of the language and stuff here as you go. What makes this different, right? This is all the really cool, big key things. What it looks like in real life. Okay, that's pretty cool. Obviously, you're going to want to edit these images for your own. I'm going to show you how to do that here in a second. And get your first 10 plus reviews in 10 days, not months. This I don't like. I'd kind of maybe play around with this and tell it what I want and make it a little bit more improved. And then some basic information on there. Multi-location management, pretty clean, pretty simple, right? And then you've got the full review boost one over here as well, right? You have access to all of those inside of Lovable. Let me pull this back in. So here's how you're going to be able to now edit this however you want. And if for some reason you get stuck anywhere in the process, right, just email our support team, support@jeffhershey.com, DM me in the group from there, or ask questions. There's training on how to edit Lovable and to work through. It changes on a regular basis because they keep updating it, right? So your start free trial. I'm not sure if I think it was Eileen that was asking, right? So I can actually go in and say, change all the links to this URL and all the free trial buttons. It will change all of them at once. The other thing that you can do is you can do a visual edit, which is just by clicking on the bottom left down here, click on the section that you want, and then update this URL to whatever, and then you click on hit enter, or you click on save. It will update it, and then you can publish it from there. Any of your changes are not live until you actually go and publish them. This is something that makes it really easy for you to go in. You can change it to this image. You can put a video here. You can do whatever you want on each and every one of these. But this is pulled in some of our newer angles from here. And now that we have the basic version of it, what I can do in this case is I can actually go out and tell it, I don't like this page, or I want to pull in the review devices page from here. So actually, let's do this. Let's go here. Let's add a tab and pull in the information from this page here on my other site. Okay. That's it. So now, while we're sitting here, I'm actually going to make myself a little bit bigger. Okay. While we're sitting here, all the AI is doing, it's going through and it's reviewing and thinking through the site, and it's fetching all the information off of that example site that we had. And it's going to then put it into this website, tab it, and we're done from there. So if you're using the example sites that we've given you or that you've seen, and how do you get those? So actually, let me go back to Lovable. I'm going to put that in here as well. Let's go into created by me. These are all of my sites that I've created, actually shared with me. Where are my, go to my home, hold on a second. Lovable dashboard, actually, I think it's at, oh, there it is, at Hershey F16. I'm going to give you guys a link. All of my pages that are up, that are saved, are in here. So you can actually go in and pull from these different sites. So I'm going to add that in there. Add resource link, I shared Lovable sites. There you go. So now you can go grab that from there. We have our copy that we went and built. From here, you can work with that and build it out. You have your initial chat. You could also tell it what you want from there, and you should be able to customize this, make it your own as you get in. Now, I'm going to go in and I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, and you can see that it added a review devices page from the other site, devices cards, how it works. Now it's accessible via the nav bar, and you can see that it's accessible. It's in the same color scheme, and then you can see you've got these different programs and setups. Okay, these sites can take you hours or not days to build normally. This site we built in about 30 minutes. While it's not everything that I may potentially want for my own agency or for my company and my business, if I'm an agency and I'm just getting started, I know now that not only do you have one, you've got 3 different options for your site. This one being the most advanced one that you have for features and different things that are in the program. So you can go in and you can tell it what you're looking for, right? You can now just prompt your way, or vibe code, as people would say. You just vibe code your way through. You're not really coding, you're just telling it what to do as you go through. I can tell it to test different pages, make sure that it's mobile responsive, all that other great stuff. But this is everything that you need to be able to get started from there. So I'm going to add a link. Actually, I added a link to this in the members area. You have the link to the chat for the DMs and for the outreach. And I showed you how I do those. And then you now have all the other examples of the sites. You can go in and now customize this, personalize it for yourself by just changing out the links. If you need to create legal pages for you're going to run ads or something like that, you can literally ask Lovable or ask chat. But if you're in Lovable and you're already building it, hey, what other legal page or things? It knows at this point, after being around for 2 years or so, year and a half, it will actually start prompting you in the bottom corner. Hey, would you like me to make a terms of service page? Or hey, I need to have a privacy policy, a terms of service page, and a contact us page. And it will start to help you build those from there. A really great example of how to do that properly is find a company in your space that already has these pages, feed it into chat or feed it into Lovable and say, hey, look, I'm looking for a page similar to this for our company. We need to personalize it, make it our own and not just copy it, because there's only so much privacy policy, terms of service stuff that's on there, right? And allow it to then build it for you from there. It's quick, it's clean, it's simple, and it's not that difficult for anybody to go out there and do. All you have to do is start with a free Lovable account or upgrade into a I'm in a $54 a month plan right now. At one point I was at like $200 a month because we were doing so much with the different builds and the content and the creation and things like that. We can get there again, right? But for me and what we're doing, we don't have to build a new website every week right now, but we were in the fall and the spring of last year. So, or spring and into summer into fall of last year, even and by like fall and winter, we'd slow down. We were building, dozens of different sites a week and playing around with this and getting it going. But it's gotten so efficient and so much better that by the time somebody sees this video a year from now, the entire interface of Lovable might be completely different, right? Chat will have additional features and things it'll do. But if you're just getting started, this should be, okay, I'm doing advanced AI. I'm doing reputation control. I'm helping a business with the angle of how I can help your business be the one that gets chosen. How do we do that? We help generate more reviews on a daily basis from there. So if you're watching this, you're going through, you have any questions, everything's going to be posted in the members area. This video will go up shortly after this. And then what we'll do is we'll get the transcript and we'll build the members section for you. But after that, if you have any questions and you need anything or that's missing, all you got to do is email my support team, support@jeffhershey.com. If you have any about the training or questions or anything like that, if it's anything around the software, you can email us over there, but we're probably going to send you over to support@reviewly.ai because that's the program that we're going to be teaching to be able to get everybody in. So if you need anything else, let us know. But now you have the ability to go out and create your own cold outreach, what we're using for the DMs. You have the examples that we've given you today. Those are linked in the members area for you. So if you're part of the group, if you're not, you can go to agencystarterkit.com to be part of that group. And our biggest thing is to make sure that you have everything that you need, but also to make you self-sufficient, right? My goal is to make it so you don't need us anymore, but you're using our software and our tools and our services, so you are paying attention, but you're not needing us and the support, right? And you're like, okay, cool, Jeff's got a training, but like I think I already know that. That's the goal for this, is to be able to help as many people as possible to help elevate and lift you up and out from there. So with that being said, if there's no other comments or anything, I know with being on YouTube is a little bit different than in the StreamYard or GoToWebinar or things like that. We got some really great content done for you guys today. We built a brand new website. We showed you how to actually prompt to build that website using other sites. And if for some reason you don't like it, or you want something else, or you have a personal preference on color, or you want to talk specifically about a different angle, or you're only going to a niche, like, I don't know, home service company plumber, right? All you need to do is vibe code it and prompt Lovable or chat. If you use Claude or Gemini or anything like that, that's great. Use what you use as your tools. The ones that we use give me the capability to share things with you, and it's very easy and quick for us. They're not the only tools that are out there. It's the one that we're using on these examples. Take them, make them your own, adjust them from there, and then you can now have your own custom personalized site. What I would recommend is not just taking a canned site, slapping a link on it and moving forward. Make it your own. Talk about who you are, what you do, what your agency is, where you're from, right? Your backstory. Get people to buy into you, not just the SaaS, not just the result from there, because now you have amazing results and you've given these folks a reason to help refer and promote you to everybody else in the local area. So with that being said, have a great rest of your day. If you're part of the group that is going through this training live, we're going to be going back on live tomorrow morning. I'm actually going to be building a new deck with you. And we'll talk about that live tomorrow. I think I said, hey, I'll do it in under 30 minutes. It'll be pretty simple, right? So I'm going to go into our prompts, tell it what we're doing, and then take our reframe of everything else that we've done, and then really dial it in so that we can go out there and educate and train agencies, small business owners, fellow members of the community on how Reviewly and the service that we offer can truly help them increase visibility, revenue, and overall results from there. With that being said, have a great rest of your day, and we'll see everybody else tomorrow. If you're looking and want to be a part of this and not quite sure how do you get the trainings or what we're doing, go to agencystarterkit.com, subscribe to this channel, turn on alerts for the next time that we go live. But we just built an agency website using Lovable for 2026 in under an hour, right? And then you can probably do this in about 30 to 90 minutes for any site that you've got, and customize it and make it your own. I built a multi-page, 20, 30-page site in 30 minutes or less just by doing the prompting, right? Man, in under an hour, because it took about 30 minutes to build it. So, but you go through and prompt it and do what you want from there. So with that being said, have a great rest of your day. We'll see you guys all tomorrow that are joining us, and then we'll get the replay out as soon as possible. Take care.